Today's morning coffee vinyl side, Charlie McVay and the Lone Pine Boys, Pickin and Singin bluegrass style circa 1958. A bluegrass five-string banjo player resident in Newcastle, Pennsylvania, Charlie McVay formed an early version of the Lone Pine Boys in 1954 on his return from active service on the Korean Peninsula, before making his way into the world as a journeyman musician. Gigging on radio and playing the West Virginia bluegrass circuit, Charlie honed his chops and returned to Newcastle to reconfigure the new Pine Boys to take his shot at the musical big time. Gigging through Canada and the USA, the band would record this album in the late 50s. It stands today as a powerful family totem for the very musical McVay family, and is an example of how a musical legacy can be one of life's most valuable treasures. Charlie played music his whole life while working for Times as an auto mechanic and an electrician, and enjoyed doing auto restoration work in his retirement. Not only was he a prodigious banjo talent, but he was also a father to 7 children and several stepchildren, instilling in them all a great love and appreciation for music. His son, Charlie T., has perhaps carried this musical legacy the furthest. A well-known pedal steel player in his local and regional scenes, young Charlie, now in his late 60s, still plays today while working as a machinist with Pennsylvania's honky-tonk heroes. He's also known for doing custom B-Bender-styled fabrications and installations for guitars as part of McVaybenders.com, a craft I think that goes back to his father's shared identification as a jack of all trades. The kind of self-reliance and ingenuity of being creative and doing things that speaks to the best of the human spirit. By all accounts, his Bender units are quite fantastic and have been used by some big-name acts as well as working musicians, the true test of any piece of kit. But the most interesting thing to me about young Charlie is that he studied the banjo too, and that his banjo chops, though rusty by his own admission, are right up there with his father's. And when he plays today, and he has been playing the banjo again after leaving it closed away in its case for almost 20 years after the death of his father in 2005, it's like hearing an old voice from the past reaching out through time. Growing up as the namesake of a revered patriarch in a large Pennsylvania family during the decades young Charlie was raised wouldn't have been without challenge. I can only imagine what some of those might have been. But that musical legacy is all Charlie T's now, and every time he steps on that stage, he shares it with all of us.